this video I will show you how to set up Antidetect, set up the virtual machine and tune it a little bit and prepare to work with the Amazon AWS and the Microsoft. So first what we need to do, as you can see on my screen, first we need to install Antidetect. On my screen you can see version, personal version for users, no peer, version number 2.0.7. So after we installed our software, first we need to register this software. So we need to go to the File, Preferences, License, and as you can see, I already create the license, yeah. But what do you need to do? If this is the first time you are using my software, you will only have the machine ID, so only this ID. You need to copy it. After that, you are going to the detect.expert web page, dashboard, and in this menu you can see Antidetect 3 personal license. So on this page you can see your login email, your status, your license type, and expiry date. First, what do you need to do? You need to register your machine. As you can see, you can register 2 machines per account. You need to click on the change, enter this machine ID, create change machine ID, and after that copy this key, this one, and put it here, yep, and click OK. After that restart Antidetect, and if you will see the license status valid, that means everything is okay and you are successfully registered your software. Okay, let's proceed. Many times I have seen, also in this video I will describe few errors which may happens with you, yeah. Many times I have saw when users have the problem with their monitor, with their screen, yeah. And I will tell you why. Approximately, I don't know, if we will take all the users which are using 4K, 2K or 4K monitors, yeah, they doesn't know how to operate with the monitor even, yeah. So when they see that everything is small on the screen, and what they are doing, they change the resolution to the lowest resolution to make everything on the screen being a little bit bigger, yeah. So as you can understand, this is the epic fail, yeah. So I recommend to use the recommended screen resolution on your host machine, and after that, if some icons or something else is too small, just use the scaling. It's extremely important because I will tell you a very important thing. This monitor, for example, in my case, it's 32-inch monitors, yeah? And if we will, for example, put some kind of net on this monitor screen, yeah? Just for example, we will create a net with the squares of 1 inch, yeah? So there is a extremely important parameter which name is dots per inch, DPI, or PPI, pixel per inch, yeah? So when someone is using not recommended screen resolution, not recommended by the Windows screen resolution, and for example, if I will use on my 32-inch monitor, I will use some lower resolution, that means my DPI and PPI parameters, they will be extremely low, and that will be an anomaly. And unfortunately, Antidetect also depends from our host machine. And if we will have some kind of anomaly on our host machine, the same anomaly we will have in virtual machine also. So it's really often, that happens really often, and I must warn you because Simple example, if there will be some kind of anomaly, you will not be able to even register Gmail without an SMS. Yep, Gmail checks your screen. But never mind, I hope you understand it. So let's proceed. First, we need to start with the machine, so we will click on the new button. Now we need to enter the name, test AWS1, for example, and then we need to choose the ISO image. I recommend to use Windows 11 English. Windows 11 has much more, has bigger success rate than Windows 10. So we will use Windows 11, and also don't use some kind of custom builds of Windows. I recommend to download Windows directly from the Microsoft website. So we have chosen our ISO file, and after that we need to choose the edition. I recommend to use Windows 11 Pro with the N letter. Letter N means in this edition there is cutted some kind of multimedia functionality. So this is the best option that you can choose. After that, go into unattended install. You don't need to set anything here. Just leave it as it is. Hardware. On the hardware, I recommend you to set 4 CPU cores because websites cannot retrieve your CPU model, but they can retrieve how many cores do you have. And nowadays it's really hard to find some kind of computer with only 2 cores, because usually CPU has a hyperthreading, hyperthreading. So that means if you have 2 cores only on your computer, in hyperthreading you will have 4 cores, like 4 threads, and the websites will see that you have 4 threads. And when you are creating virtual machine and you will set only 2 cores, that means the website also will see 2 cores, and that means or you have a extremely old CPU with the only 2 cores, or you have a virtual machine with 1 core in hyperthreading, So don't use it. I recommend to don't set less than 4 cores, In my case, I have a lot of RAM, so I will set a little bit more for our video, Hard disk. Nothing to do here. Leave it as it is. Preset. We will choose the preset for the, let's find it where it is. For the Microsoft, Microsoft CyberSource. The same preset you can use for the Amazon AWS. They are 100% compatible. After that, we are going to network. This data always random. Always will be random when you are creating virtual machine. So everything is okay. Synth DNS. Synth DNS is the additional option which is free of charge. You can receive it from my support, from Antidetect support. The Synth DNS, it's a separate server which will help you to use the UDP protocol on the non-UDP proxies. So for example, if you have some kind of proxy that doesn't support UDP protocol, you can enter your personal Synth DNS IP address here, and after that the UDP protocol will appear in the virtual machine. But I want to tell you more about the proxification. There is a few ways how we can make a proxification of our virtual machine. The best way is to use the OpenVPN, but not the regular OpenVPN. The best way is to use here on the proxy, you can find the LTE proxy, for example, from the USA. They are in stock right now. It's really rare, yeah. But this proxy has native Windows fingerprint and also has complete UDP support without any another DNS. So that means your DNS will be natural, your WebRTC will be natural, and you will have a really good speed. So this is the best option, yeah. But it happens really often that United States proxy are out of stock, yeah, because they are extremely good, yeah. So people buy it usually. You can, for example, choose residential static proxy, yeah. So for residential static, let's check it, yeah. Oh, my apologies. For the LTE proxy. When you will buy your LTE proxy on the My Proxies tab, you will have your proxy, you will have your country, you will have the special button to change IP. The LTE proxy can change IP every minute if you wish. If you wish, it will be permanent. If you wish, it will be changed by your request, as you wish, yeah? So also here you will have the special link to download your proxy configuration file. You just need to press right mouse button, copy it, and after that input it here, yeah, and put the link here, and also set the username, which you can find here, yeah. Just set the username and set the password. After that, everything will be okay, and the system will automatically download your proxy configuration and use it. That's it. This is the best proxification way. The second way is to use SOX 5. Yeah? SOX 5 here is built based on the Tune to SOX project. Yeah? So unfortunately, it doesn't depend, it doesn't support UDP protocol. Yeah? But if you will compare it with the SyncDNS, everything will be okay and everything will work well. Also, there is another way for the proxy. I will show you in the end of the virtual machine creation wizard. In our case, now for the video, I will don't use the proxy, yeah. So I will use the just regular native IP address. So after that, you need to choose the time zone. Time zone can be chosen by the just regular time zones, yeah, or you can input your country. For example, Rotterdam, yeah, as you see, Rotterdam. All works well. Or, for example, let it be, I don't know, some kind of small city. Gosh, I didn't. Anyway, you can input any city which is in which there are more than 100,000 people. Yeah. So, in my case, I will use the Amsterdam time zone. So, additional tweaks. Block IPv6. I recommend you to set it. Block Windows Update is set by the default. This option prevents Windows from updating and from downloading a lot of info from the internet, which may use your proxy traffic and will definitely take your time. After that, block Quick. Quick protocol must be blocked if you are using proxy without a UDP. The Quick protocol is using the UDP to retrieve user IP address. That means it will bypass your proxification system if your proxy doesn't support the UDP. So I recommend to set it. In my case, it's unnecessary because, as I said before, I will use my native IP address. BlockNet BIOS is set by default, just leave it, yeah? Offline OS install. Offline OS install is extremely important option, but only if you are using Microsoft, if you are working with the Microsoft, yeah, as in your case. But if you are working with the Microsoft from the Windows infrastructure, I means when you are using online account instead of offline account, when you are connecting your MS Store, when you are, you can work with the Microsoft in two different ways. The first one, when you are working with the browser, only through the browser, yeah? The second way, when you are working directly through the Windows. So unfortunately, I don't have information which path are you choose, yeah? So I will show you the most popular way, which will work with the browser, yeah? Because if we are using directly, if we are working with the Microsoft directly from our operating system, it will have different moves and different setup, yeah? So just mind that offline OS install will turn off the internet when Windows will install, because Windows is a botnet, yeah, and Windows always, when you're installing Windows always make a handshake with the Microsoft servers, with the Akamai servers, and with many other online servers, and also transfer information about your location, about your IP address, about your computer, yeah, about everything that Windows wants to know about you. So in our case, we don't need to perform offline OS install, but also I didn't tell you about block Akamai. Akamai is the content delivery network, the largest content delivery network in the world, but also Akamai is a surveillance system, because Akamai collects information about the users. So when you are installing your operating system will say hello to Akamai servers. It happens all the time. And also a lot of anti-fraud system, they are using Akamai data to know the backend information about their clients. So we need to block it. The last tab, anti-OS, there is a few checkboxes. They are already checked and you don't need to uncheck it. Just leave it as it is. It's completely okay. Now click finish and your system is ready to work, yeah? So if we will go to settings, Antidetect, you can see a lot of settings here, yeah? But I recommend you to leave it as it is if you are working with the only browser, yeah? If you are working with the, for example, with the, as I said before, with the Microsoft directly from the Windows, you need to set it manually, yeah. For example, the optical drive, this data you need to set it. Something just random, doesn't matter what you will choose. It just need to be present, nothing else, yeah. On the RAM, also you need to choose on the RAM, when you are working directly from the Windows, you need to choose the amount of RAM, which will be the same amount that you have chosen when you're creating a virtual machine. So for example, in this case, I have chosen 16 gigabytes of RAM, so I need to use, for example, 2 slots of HyperX with the different serial numbers, yeah? Because RAM it's important, and also the anti-fraud system can check your RAM, and but they cannot check your serial numbers, they can only check your amount. But if you are working with the offline, if you're working with the Microsoft directly from the Windows, yeah, the Microsoft will always check the serial number of the RAM. So that's important. On the ports, you don't need to choose anything else because it's the standard configuration, yeah. And if you wish, you can add something or remove, but I don't recommend to do this because it's the most popular configuration. On the MISC hardware, you can find the keyboard and mouse. Don't change it. It will be set automatically. CPI, RCI, OHCI, those IDs also must be, as you see this label, those IDs also must be set only when you're working with the Microsoft directly from the Windows. In the end of this speech, I can tell you that when you're working only with the browser, you don't need to go to the Antidetect tab because every information here will be set in completely automatic mode. Yeah. Also, I want to show you one interesting thing about the audio. If you are using some kind of anomaly configuration on your host machine, for example, you have a lot of audio device, input and output, I recommend to disable audio. When we will launch the virtual machine, I will show you why. So we can start our virtual machine. And now, take a look. You need to press any button on your keyboard to start the installation. You see? You need to set any key. Yeah, press any key. If you don't press any key, you will see this interactive shell. So if you see this interactive shell and you don't know what to do, there is a few solutions. Solution number one, you can just press machine, reset, and again press any key. Solution number two, you can input exit here, yep, press enter, and there is a small menu. You need to choose boot manager, and then you need to choose some kind of boot CD, yeah. So I have chosen the boot CD and the installation starts. At this moment I will make a little pause for a few minutes. In my case, the Windows is installing approximately in 3 or 4 minutes. So in just a few seconds we will proceed. So as you can see, our operating system was successfully installed, yeah, and we need to wait a little bit till configuration will finish. The first, as you can see here, that's the guest additions, which contains drivers, yeah, for the GPU, for the clipboard, sharing folder, and much more. Also, we are waiting now till the system will, you see this screen. Now you can, for example, if you are using inside VM proxification, you can now choose your, set your proxy, yeah. Also, there is a really important thing, it's the network test, which gives you an information if you have some kind of network anomaly. For example, if your home router or if your provider blocking some kind of requests. We don't need to use it, yeah, and also I want to tell you the worst proxification method is to use Proxifier. Yeah, Proxifier inside the virtual machine, because the Proxifier is a really user-friendly software. Yeah, a lot of people use Proxifier, but I don't recommend to use it because it works only with the TCP protocol and doesn't have some kind of limitation for other protocols. That means, for example, your operating system use 6 regular protocols, yeah, but you will use proxy only on one, network protocol. So that's not good. So don't use the proxifier, but if you wish, if you still wish, yeah, proxifier is you can find proxifier inside the Guest Additions CD. So you just need to press any key, and now system will start additional tweaks. Yeah, as you can see now, there's a Chrome browser installation process. Also, if you have seen my last webinar, on the last webinar I have showed how the Google company use specific IDs in each of web installers from the Chrome. You don't need to care about it in my virtual machine because it's always random. All the IDs in Chrome is always random. Just to wait a little bit till the Chrome installation will finish. As you can see, the Chrome appears here. Now it will set it like a default browser. And also there is a few Chrome extensions will be installed right now in this preset. I will choose another screen resolution to make it a little bit more handy to watch the video for you. Now the specific process which tweaks your operating system starts. Don't interrupt it. That's important process. It tune your operating system and block few very important leaks. Yeah. So just leave it as it is. It's not. It will go maybe for 2 minutes. So that's it. Your system is ready to work. Don't mind about this this screen. Yeah, some kind of Windows anomaly. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe we will set another screen resolution. Doesn't matter. After reboot, everything will be okay. So at this moment, our system is 100% ready to work. So what do you need to do? You need to open Google Chrome. Don't use Edge. I warn you, don't use Edge. And also, as you can see, this is the completely new Chrome, but few pages will also appear. Yeah. What is those pages? There is in the anti-fraud system, one of the anomaly pattern was if user doesn't have any extensions in their browser. Yeah. But now, as you can see, you can press here, you can press your mouse button here, and you will see that in your browser there is already five extensions installed. Yeah. So, for example, it's most useful extensions like Zoom, Speed Test, YouTube, PayPal, Adobe Acrobat. Yeah. So those extensions will make your browser looks more natural. So that's it. Also, those extensions are always random. Yeah. So each operating system you will create, they will have the different browser extensions. So as I said you before, you don't need to do anything manually. Yeah. So you can just proceed. And first we will start with the Gmail, but I recommend to use something like this, like a Google Gmail, Mail, something like that in the request, because if we will enter the custom request, we will send the referrer. That's important. And click on the first link, create an account, and this, for example. Dita Amsterdam star, something like that, and snow pier 2021 20001, something like that. Yeah, okay. So this process is important. As you can see, the Gmail doesn't ask us about the SMS one-time password. Yeah, so we don't need to use any SMS service for it. But in many cases, it depends from your IP address also. Because you may have a completely clean system, but if your IP address was used in the Google ecosystem in the past 48 hours, you may not be able to create an account without an SMS. It's not the anti-fraud system, it's the bot detection system, anti-bot system. Because Google doesn't love bots and he fights with the bots. So if someone from your IP address or from IP address from your proxy has registered the Gmail account in the past 48 hours, there is big chances that you will not be able to use this IP address without an SMS confirmation. So in our case, everything is well, yeah? So you must have the same situation on your proxy. If you will have some kind of problem, that will be a problem. So also I recommend to input the additional email address, because if you don't input the option telephone number and option additional email, there will be a problem with the Gmail security, because those options was created not to prevent some kind of fraud or something like that. Those options was created to make your life more secure and to protect your data. So, for example, I'm using prostitutes. I'm from Amsterdam, yeah, so I will ask Amsterdam sex escort. Amsterdam sex escort, telephone, oh Jesus, only the porn, okay, Amsterdam, let's find any girl. That's just a suggestion. You may not use this. Method. So I will do something like that. Because Google will check if this is the legit and active telephone number. Google will not send anything there, but I recommend to input it. Otherwise, in few days, you may have your account can be blocked till you enter the valid number and receive the SMS. But if you will use the option, if you will use this method, Google will see that your account has additional telephone number which is active and which is legit. So if it's okay, if your IP address will change and if something else happens with your account, because Google will be sure that everything is okay with your account. And also email, something like that, gmxd, I don't know. Input almost any data, but let's check. Maybe let's copy it, go to the social rate. Oh, I didn't choose the shared clipboard. So the GMXD, let's German mail service. German mail service, email service. Hold on, please. WebD. Yeah, that's great. WebD. You can input any data. Active addresses, no. Social networks, as you can see, there's even Microsoft network. Okay, so I will use this. I will use this email. 21. I will input this data. April 1988. Vrov. Yeah, okay. What the fuck they are trying to say to me? Unfortunately, I'm living in Amsterdam, but I don't know the Dutch language. I will now use the translator. Hold on. So there is additional telephone verification. If you will press the blue button, they will send an SMS. I will set need new, which means not now. On the next step, you need to choose the personalization. I will use the manual personalization. Yep. And here, oh my god. Here we will select don't save my data in internet inside my account. Proceed. Don't save YouTube on my account. Proceed. Here we will select only standard advertising, not the personalized advertising. And on this step, you just press here, and that's it. Everything is okay. So my advice to choose the last option in all of the steps, in each step. Yeah. So everything is okay. IG akkoord on the Dutch language. It means okay. I hope so. So now our account was successfully created. Sometimes we may have an error for 500, but doesn't mind about it because you just need to refresh your page and everything will be okay. Yep, everything goes well. So our account was registered and we can proceed to the next step. Nowadays it's completely impossible to find some kind of browser without the social networks, even if this is the business browser or work browser. Yeah. So I suggest you to go to the LinkedIn. Yep. And translate it from the Netherlands, from the Dutch language to English. Oh my god, there's not correct domain. Okay, never mind. I will try to register it with a Google account. Oh. Ik ben student year, for example. I will choose this some random data, something like that. On the English, if we will do it, you will have no problems with it. So that's it. That's enough. Our account was successfully created without an SMS, without any another verification. But from this moment, when you will register on the Amazon, yeah, as you can see, Amazon AWS, it's the business ecosystem, so they will see that you have a LinkedIn account. They will not see what currently is inside your account, but they will see that you have some kind of LinkedIn account. It's really good because it will give Amazon anti-fraud system or Amazon fraud detector information that you are mostly the real user, not the bot. Yeah. Also, I suggest you to use the Facebook, but I will be honest with you, it will help you only with the Microsoft, not with the Amazon. Yeah. But anyway, let's check. Let's check if everything is okay. I will use a translator. Dita Tees. Do you know who is Dita Tees? Dita von Tees is the wife of the Marilyn Manson. And do you know why the Marilyn Manson has their name? Because the guy, I don't know what is the real name of Marilyn Manson. He took two most important people in the American history. So he put the name of the Marilyn Monroe and the surname from Charlie Manson. Okay, let's use suggested password. Randomize the date of birth. Woman, register. Oh, they doesn't give us ability to use the name of the celebrities. Okay, so let it be Michaela. Schilperort. Let's wait a few seconds. There is a confirmation code which has been sent to our email. I don't know why we didn't receive it still. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, everything is okay. So as you see, there is a completely not a problem to create any account on the Antidetect without additional confirmation. So we have created a Gmail, LinkedIn, Facebook without any confirmation. Yeah. So, but unfortunately, you can't create the Amazon AWS without an SMS. Yeah. So Amazon AWS. Yeah, and from this moment, you are able to use the Amazon AWS and the Microsoft ecosystem. The system is completely ready. But anyway, I will show you. We must input our. Sometimes. The problem, the user may have a problem even on this step, yeah? So I will just try to create it. I know that there will be an SMS anyway. We will need to use the SMS because they will not give us an ability to create the business account without an SMS, yeah, as you can see. But anyway, we are on this step. Now you need to use some kind of SMS verification service, yeah, because Amazon will not give you an ability to create it without an SMS, yeah. So that's it. And on the Microsoft, one more thing. I suggest you to use on the Microsoft. I don't know certainly what kind of algorithm are you using with the Microsoft, but I suggest you to use give me 1 minute. I will open another window and I will give you a very specific Microsoft. Yeah, that's it. I suggest you to, whoa, no, not this link. My apologies. Use this link, account.live.com, edit proof, and use this sign-in form. This sign-in form has no anti-fraud system. Yeah, that's a secret form. If you wish, I will show it to you on the notepad. Yeah. So this is the link. This link has no anti-fraud system, so you will be much more you will get much more success if you will use this link. And on this step, you can create an account. Yeah, so that's it. Pretty simple. Also, if you wish to use your Facebook and LinkedIn in the future, just leave it in the browser, don't close it. And also I can recommend to input some kind of avatar and add additional information about you. It will also give the system information that you are the real user, not some kind of bot. Yeah, so that's it. You can start your work, as I said before, and if you will have some kind of question, you can ask my support. It was Vector T13. I was glad to help you, and see you next time.